So my Elegoo Neptune 4 lasted about 2 days assembled before I started ripping it apart again. I do have a new little electronics box ready to go, which I only slightly messed up the dimensions, so it should fit quite nicely. I'm putting the power supply back under the frame, realizing that my fan doesn't fit, so I need to either change the fan or change how it's mounted. But yeah, slowly making progress on reorganizing the electronics of the printer and getting everything a little bit neater so that I can clean all that up. But one thing at a time. Right now, I'm trying to figure out the power supply mount and the spacing because as you can see the feet are a little bit too short. So I'm gonna go see if I can maybe find a slimmer fan. What size fan is this? I think this is 92 mil. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find one. I'll catch up with you guys later. So the Elegoo is almost back together. Again, let me put this little cover on. Can't remember which fan port I have this fan plugged into. It's the only reason I haven't added it yet. And other than that, I just need to connect the tool head wire. Oh, it is connected. I just need to connect a few last things, because otherwise Clipper is going to freak out. I need to comment out my pico-menu section of my Clipper config, because otherwise it's going to freak out anytime it doesn't see this board. And right now I am not using it, and I don't really want to have to deal with it being plugged in, because anytime it's plugged in and there's power running through the board, there is a chance, no matter how low, that I short the board out and kill it, which is never fun. There we go. Sounds good. So let's just throw this in. I haven't connected the power cable yet. And I look at the camera. So I'll give you this better look of the electronics. So now it's all down here. I also moved my canvas board to the inside of the printer, just a little bit neater. I still have all of these wires, which I really don't know what to do with, but it's still better than it was before. This is the old electronics box that I had. It was really poorly designed. Like, none of these holes actually lined up with the board. That's why there's a bunch of hot glue in the corner. That's what was holding this board in place. But yeah, none of the screw holes line up. None of the holes that I made here for the I/O worked. It was a really poor design overall. The only thing that worked in this was I had the canvas adapter board mounted here, and there was a time I had a toolhead board mounted in here as well. For that, it worked quite well, but in terms of holding the actual motherboard for the Elegoo Neptune 4, it was not good. This is a much better solution, and even this one, I messed up a little bit. Originally, it was gonna be facing the other way, so it would be essentially portrait from where I'm filming right now, rather than landscape like it is. Yeah. What else did I do? Oh, right, I remounted the power supply. So, oops. So the power supply is once again mounted back here. I was forced to raise the entire printer to get clearance for the power supply fan. And I decided to just go with a 30 millimeter bump up on my feet that I designed to work with the Hula anti-vibration feet. So that worked out well. There are some like metal covers that I could put to cover those wires and to cover it from the bottom as well. I don't remember where I put those when I disassembled the Elegoo completely, but it's somewhere and I will search for it. I'll show you guys a little bit of the messy wiring down there, but hey, I don't really care if it's messy as long as it works. Right, I'm going to set you guys back down and I'm gonna plug in the power cable and go from there. Hopefully nothing explodes, catches fire, etc. I don't know if these cables even reach. Because now the plug is on the far side. I find it really stupid that this printer has, or by stock it had the Ethernet port on the right, but it had the power plug on the left. What's the point of that? You can't put it against the wall then. And it's a bed slinger, so only the left or right can go against the wall. Otherwise the bed's gonna hit that. Excuse me. God damn it, I'm an idiot. In case you can't tell what I just did, I plugged in the power cable, but I had the power switch on. That was really, really, really stupid of me. God damn it. Let's hope everything's okay. I'm gonna hope that I have this connected to fan 1. Otherwise, I really have no idea to connect this. It is a very tight fit with this cover on. I tend to design things without thinking about how to mount them or assemble them. I just think about like, oh, does the part work for what I need? You know. All right, cover's on. Let's flip the switch. And then I gotta check the power statuses. So, EBB, or not, sorry, total brain fart. EBB on the tool head, check. Canvas adapter, check. Motherboard, check. EPMMU, check. So, oh, and I plugged in the screen this time, so that's nice. I think we need to get my computer out to check that it's connecting to the network correctly. But everything is turning on slowly. Screen booted up. I believe the fan's going to play super Yeah, the fan on the motherboard is spinning. I need to turn down my fan in the power supply. Lucky for me, it's something that I have thought about somewhat. And there is a small potentiometer that I have mounted. I'm just scared of touching an electrical cable. Because I've done that before, and it's really, really not fun. There we go. That's like a million times better. Great, 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 great. Damn, this actually looks way cleaner than I expected, considering how it looked before. I am pretty happy with that. Let me zoom you guys out a bit. I mean, the tool head is still awful, but I do actually know what I'm going to do for the tool head now, which is somewhat exciting. The plan for the tool head is to go with the same type of tool head that is on the Stinger printer by L8 because I really like the tool head. It's light, it's really simple but functional. But the only problem is that if I want to use this tool head, then I need to mount my linear rail on this side of the aluminum extrusion, which is a problem because the Elegoo Neptune 4 doesn't use standard 2020 extrusion. But lucky for me, I happen to have a disassembled CR10, CR10 copy. So I'm thinking that maybe I will just cut one end of this and then kind of just shove it in. I believe I need M3 T-nuts to mount the linear rail. But other than that, should be straightforward, I hope. But yeah, it's a slightly annoying change to have to make. But I think it will be worth it in the long run. Because if I had to make an adapter, I mean, I did modify this so that it could be mounted together, but then you end up with this really weird gap. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's not too complicated to swap out the XLT extrusion, but we'll see. That's gonna be for a later day. Mostly because I don't have the correct blade to cut this, and I don't know when I'm gonna get that. So for now, this is it. It was just repackaging the Elegoo again, reassembling it all, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.